So I said earlier that I would read some Shakespeare to kind of do the accent challenge or whatever. But as I'm kind of looking through some stuff, I'm thinking now that I'm currently unemployed that maybe this is something I will do every day just for myself, basically. I'm not in a show right now. I haven't done any theater since last spring, so almost a year, I guess, and that was Taming of the Shrew. So I don't know. I'm gonna upload this to YouTube because it's obviously gonna be longer than a minute, but I'll share it on Blue Sky as well. So if you're interested, I guess you're already here taking a look. So I thought the first thing that I would read would be kind of a monologue and an exchange between Desdemona and Emilia in Othello. I played the role of Emilia, who is Iago's wife, several years ago, and it actually turned out to be probably my favorite role I've ever played out of Shakespeare or any of the shows I've done. And I've done some really fun stuff, but just where I was in my life at the time, it just kind of hit home for me at the time, and I'd love to be able to play her again, actually, with more knowledge that I have now. But anyway, so in this scene, if you don't know Othello, it's about jealousy and race and a bunch of stuff. But Iago is probably the most well-known villain from Shakespeare. He actually has the most lines of any Shakespeare character apart from Hamlet, which is kind of amazing for a villain character. I think he has more than Richard III, but anyway. So at the end of the show, Desdemona is murdered by Othello, and this whole thing has been set up by Iago simply because of jealousy. And then there's some stuff about race in there too, but mostly he makes Iago think that Desdemona has cheated on him with someone, and then Othello kills Desdemona. So Emilia, who I played, is Iago's wife, and she has kind of been manipulated into playing into this as well. She's just not sure exactly what her part is. She doesn't realize quite what it is, but she has been manipulated by her husband into this whole plot or whatever. So she just has this feeling that something bad is going to happen. So what I'm about to read is Desdemona is getting ready for bed, and Emilia, of course, is her handmaid or whatever, and is helping her. And they're having just a little bit of a conversation that's a little bit foreshadowing, but also a little bit, I've always felt very womanly wise. Anyway, so it's not the beginning of the scene. It's actually kind of the end of the scene. There's been, some music and some very, haunting things that have kind of happened that are setting up the sense of foreboding that, Desdemona is about to be murdered. So Desdemona asks Emilia, she says, I've heard basically that there are women that abuse their husbands in a very gross way, and basically she means cheating on them. Pretty much what she means. Oh, how could there be women who cheat on their husbands? Which is kind of important because it lets you know that for certain that Desdemona did not cheat on Othello, that he was tricked into the jealousy to believe that. So Emilia replies and says, "There be some such. No question." And Desdemona says, "Would thou do such a deed for all the world?" And Emilia says, "Why? Would not you?" And Desdemona is shocked, and she says, "No, by this heavenly light." And Emilia, she agrees, "Nor I neither by this heavenly light. I might as well do it in the dark," which is a lovely Shakespeare double entendre play on words. And Desdemona said, "Wouldst thou do such a deed for all the world?" And Emilia replies, "The world is a huge thing. It is a great price for a small vice." And Desdemona says, I don't think you really would. And Emilia replies, by my troth, nor I neither. No, sorry. She says, by my troth, I think I should, and undo it when I had done. Marry, I would not do such a thing for a joint ring, nor for measures of lawn, nor for gowns, petticoats, nor caps, nor any pretty exhibition, but for all the world. Ood's pity, who would not make her husband a cuckold, to make him a king? I should venture purgatory for it. And Desdemona, again, is like, I don't think I'd do anything like that, even for the whole world. So Emilia says, why, the wrong is but a wrong in the world, and having the world for your labor, 'tis a wrong in your own world, and you might quickly make it right. And Desdemona says, I don't think there's any woman who would do that. And Emilia has this great monologue. She replies, yes, a dozen, and as many as to the vantage as would store the world they played for. But I do think it is their husbands' faults if wives do fall. Say that they slack their duties and pour our treasures into foreign laps, or else break out in peevish jealousies, throwing restraint upon us, or say they strike us, or scant our former having in despite. Why, we have galls, and though we have some grace, yet we have some revenge. Let husbands know their wives have sense like them. They see and smell and have their palates for both sweet and sour, as husbands have. What is it that they do when they change us for others? Is it for sport? I think it is. And doth affection breed it? I think it doth. Is frailty that thus errs? It is so too. And have not we affections? Desires for sport and frailty as men have? Then let them use us well, else let them know the ills we do, their ills instruct us so. Anyway, and then Desdemona goes to bed, and yeah, the end of the show. So if you watched this, I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, then you didn't. And I don't know. I might do another one later. Thanks.